Have you wondered what it's like to play and sing with others? Well, over the weekend, I got an opportunity to do a duet with a friend where we both sang and played ukulele together. And I wanted to share the things that I learned from this experience. And while I'm talking about ukulele playing, it's very similar to the experience you would have with guitar. So I thought I would share it as I think it can be really helpful if you're thinking about playing with others. So the first thing I wanted to talk about out of my 5 things that I learned first is when you're choosing your instruments that you're going to be playing, make sure that they're complementary and make sure you test that out before you start practicing. So my friend was playing a concert ukulele and I was playing a tenor, so they have a slightly different tone. And really, honestly, halfway through the first practice, I said, well, maybe I should play a different ukulele. And we did try that out and it just didn't work quite the same, so we left it as the original two. Now, if you're playing guitar and you're doing a duet, you want to think about, is one person playing classical and the other is playing steel string, or what are the strings that you have on the guitars and how do they sound together? So I recommend testing it out and practicing a bit with each instrument that you're going to be playing, and then make your decision based on that, what sounds the best. Item number 2 is you need to think about the ability of the musicians that are playing. So for me, I have primarily been playing guitar most of this last year. I do play ukulele, but sparingly. And the first thing I realized was that I needed to relearn and get reminded of how to play. And my friend is a lot better at playing ukulele than me. That's her primary instrument. So I ended up just strumming the ukulele and she did a different, bit more of a finger style. And for us, this worked because we each were doing something a little bit different. It made the song interesting, but you have to consider that in any time you're working with someone else. If you like this video so far, please don't forget to subscribe and check out my other videos that I put out each week. Item number 3 in my list is the song pace and timings. So the song that we sang was Bless the Telephone by Labi Sefre, and the song is surprisingly fast, and it was originally sung on guitar, and it just has some sort of fast and slow parts of the song. We ended up slowing the song down overall so that we're able to play it. It was a bit tricky for both of us. And there were several places in the song that were just hard to get right. And so we had to repeat in how we're practicing those and get really clear. So that brings me to the practicing process. So in order to practice the song, the process that we used was, the first thing is listen to the original a lot of times. We had the same chord sheet and words that we were using, and we did practice separately by ourselves before we came together and practiced the song together. And that worked for the most part. We did in that first practice session about an hour to maybe an hour and a half. And we found a lot of timing issues. I was playing extra, or we weren't playing all the same chords at the same number of times. So we had to align on some of those. And we ended up having a sheet of music that we marked up to be really clear. Okay, we're going to do this and we're going to play this chord and then we're going to go right into this other chord. So it was really clear to each of us as to how we're going to play it. The item number 5, which I would say is almost like a recommendation for next time, that the biggest thing that hampered us in being able to be successful with the duet was that we had learned how to play without the original sheet music, because then we would have been able to see all the bars, all the notes, how long to hold certain notes in the song as we were singing. And that could have just changed the game. It could have made it a lot easier. And as an example, there was an A7 chord in the song, and I was playing it for 1 measure of 4 beats, and it should have been played 2 measures for 8 beats. So every time we would go through that section of the song, we'd get thrown off. So when you are practicing together, you do need to, once you have you're both working to the same sheet of music, literally, you have to keep an eye on what the other person is doing and sort of align on okay, that person is playing this chord, okay, I need to be on the same chord, and sort of monitoring how you're going through the song to make sure you're aligned. And then the same thing with the singing. You're going to hear maybe one person comes in before the other, a little half second too soon, and so making sure you're kind of keeping those aligned as much as you can. I'm not going to lie, it's not easy. It's tricky, and I think if I have some takeaways to share with you, first, it was super fun to do this kind of duet and then be able to create this, share this song with an audience, albeit a small one. It was fun to do that, and it felt rewarding to be able to accomplish that. It was overall a great learning experience for me to have that working together and complementing each other as you're going through the song and adjusting and compromising. I think those are really all important skills when you're playing with other people. And even if you're not feeling like you want to sing at an open mic or you want to do some sort of, in front of an audience type of experience, I do highly recommend that you find others who like to play, find some common songs you can play together, and just sitting down and playing them together, and you'll sort of get the same experience from that. I think when you're going to be in front of an audience, the pressure's a little bit higher, but either way, you're going to get some great benefit out of that. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to check out my other videos about playing guitar in the link in the description below, and I look forward to seeing you next time.